all runners, watchers, and gods of the time stream. Check the bag to your left to see if you have your spell book. Check your bag to the right to see if you have your crustacean hammers. And when you're done checking all of your bags for all of your items, please grab a chair, conjure up a table, and join us to talk about all things the dungeon run. Uh, I'm being safe today because I am still continuously having power outages and power everything. So I'm just playing it safe and I'm going back to doing it on my crappy phone. So thank you guys for putting up with me.
She
And I
said
hope everyone
amazing phone. Amazing phone.
amazing vote. And I hope everyone else is having an amazing day. Um, before we dive into this today's agenda, which by the way, on top of reviewing today's episode, we are also going to have our amazing guest, Tiger Lily, join us today. So it should be fun. I'm really excited. She's a sweetheart. I do want to say happy birthday to Pete Moss because I know your birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, Grandpa.
Happy birthday!
And I don't know how many of you guys know it, but today is also Trisha Hirschberger's birthday. So I think it would be kind of cute if after the stream everybody kind of pops into the Dungeon Run channel and everybody just tag her happy birthday, like just spam her with happy birthday wishes. So happy birthday to Trisha Hirschberger.
Yes, happy birthday. Hi, Deb.
And let's dive into it, shall we? Shall we? First thoughts. First thoughts. I still can't see the stream. Just so everybody knows, I'm not ignoring your guys' comments. I just can't see your comments. um, first thoughts. I was so excited. As always, the map room really does deliver. I think that Jeff is in pretty much safe hands by using the map room. I know it's not particularly what he wants, but I think the map room is brilliant. I think that this was a very slow burn intro into the four former forges, but it definitely had a lot of good moments and it had a lot of funny scenes. I'm giving this intro into the Forge episode a solid 6 out of 10 malls. A solid 6 out of 10 malls. Take it
Yes.
away, Renee.
Yeah. Slow. Yeah. But I think, to be fair, puzzles. So that's fun again because I miss them. I definitely miss the puzzles. So it's fun to have those again.
Oh yeah.
And I think, yay, first of all, to Lily, Katie, for recognizing the dude's face, for being the
Oh,
only one to recognize the dude's face. So yay for her for sure. Um, I'm gonna go with a solid 6 also. Just maybe we're just like getting back into the swing of puzzles and things. Maybe you know, we're used to the the action and whatnot. So maybe we're having to dust off the good old mental puzzle gears. Maybe.
uh, I'm so excited for the puzzles. I know you and I
I love
personally
them.
yeah,
Yes.
we've been talking about the puzzles like crazy. Uh, I'm also excited we got to see Donk again.
Oh
Because Donk
yes.
is amazing.
Yeah.
I actually know that yes, Vanderslice puzzles. Yes, everybody loves puzzles. At least I think. Um, so I thought it was. I know a lot of people are upset that Donk kind of just disappeared. But I know you and I kind of talked about how I thought it was kind of cool the way that Jeff did it. You have to keep in mind, technically, uh, if you zapped the way the last 6 months, it was only supposed to be a 1 week of time, and then Don was
Yeah.
like, "Oh darn, bye." But we've just missed him and him so much that it's like, "Oh, he's here. Oh wait, he's gone."
Yeah.
But I think it totally fits for the way he left for that to happen that way, especially because having an NPC who, I mean, Jeff knows the puzzles. You can't have an NPC's help. So I'm kind of glad that Donk left the way that he did and how that he did.
Yeah.
So I'm so good to
I
see
also was
him.
not upset. I wasn't upset that he left exited, was forced out the way he was, 'cause it gives the party more involvement in puzzles, and they have to work together to do said puzzle, so I think that's important. So maybe we'll work more together to get those puzzles, and I think that's great. And I also really loved the use of the metal guy, the magnet. I loved um I really liked just out of character. I liked the Morgan, and even Jared being honest about having studded leather, and being like,
Oh,
I meant to take everything off, but I am wearing studded leather. You're right. And again, there goes that honesty. And I really liked that. I really appreciated that. And then from a player standpoint, I like the way Ugo used that to move and do things with that. I really liked that, using it to his advantage. I liked that. So I thought that was rad. So I mean, there are things that are great about all of that stuff. It's good stuff.
your comments, because again, I'm on my phone. Cam the Fog Pal says, Dunk got to leave and didn't die. So that's pretty cool
Right.
too. The fact
Also
that
very cool. Yes.
gotta take our
Yeah.
silver linings when we can, especially with how the characters have been lately. Like,
Valid.
I'll take it any day. And I know Brandy, you said that the golem is her best friend. I know, girl, you fell in love with that golem pretty quick. Pretty damn quick. The golem was really, really cool also, which
Yeah.
you was talking about with the leather, like the armor and everything.
Right.
I think it's a very cool mechanic.
I thought it was cool that they took the time to, like, James and Fahima were like, I'm gonna take off all, Fahima, I don't think she had much, but James had some things that were metal, and he was like, I'm gonna make it a point to take all this stuff off. And then he was like, you know what? Totally wearing studded leather armor, dang it. And then Civ was like, no, yeah, I have all these things that are metal, all these weapons and things, and he made it a point to put them down. But then he too was like, I'm wearing studded leather just like James. Dang it.
Masculine chat says maybe James wore contacts that day. You're
Yeah,
so right. What about
maybe.
James's glasses?
Maybe his were this new material called plastic. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Valid.
Morgan needs to confirm now what type his glasses
Glasses
are.
are? Yeah.
I want to know what it says on the character.
Yeah. But I just thought it was cool that they were honest too, and they were just both like, you know what? I am wearing studded leather. Dang it. Mm.
Well, and you and I were talking about how uh, interesting, I guess it was, that the party was so divided on whether
Yes.
to even enter the room.
Right, right, and I thought that was interesting also, that you have I mean, obviously the spellcasters have some range things, and then you have the two that are more, the smash and bash, or, the sneaky McStabby, and they're like, "No, no, all our things are metal," except for Ugo, who made the really funny joke,
Yes,
about.
Viv, Jared,
Yeah.
RAL, he made a joke.
Yeah, it was really funny. I thought it was funny. I laughed out loud, literally, and I was like, "Ah, you got me too." It was a good one. Yeah, and they didn't want to go, and they let them go, and you know,
Well,
some
you
wanted to
and
go
I,
check things out. Go ahead.
well, I loved that part of our conversation when you and I were just talking about it casually because we're obsessed with the show just a little bit, and
Nah,
uh,
nah. Eh.
and we were talking about how like we were so because we're both geeks, and what we do is we usually like put
Nerds.
ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're both. We put
yeah,
ourselves like in the shoes of the characters,
yeah,
like if we were like a six party member, and we
yeah.
were sitting there and we were like, well, what is? Well, we're so curious to know what they were thinking because if half the party doesn't want to go in the room, but the magic casters do, like if the brutes and the protectors don't, I just would love to know they're like, okay, this is the game plan. We're gonna stand here and watch you guys get hurt.
Right, right. We're just gonna let things happen, and then I guess last minute I'll come in there and figure something out. Then I really don't know what I don't know.
It was just so
really.
fascinating. I literally was like, I want to know what each character is thinking in this moment right now.
Yeah, yeah, and I thought it was cool when we were talking about how, I think James is the one that asked if they even saw, like, Bellows or whatever, was that even, like, a forge? Like, so, like, were they trying to plan out, were they gonna skip this one and come back, or, like, what the plan was, and they were just like, "Meh, we'll go in there," and the other ones were just like, "No, we're not going in there, we have metal things." Mm-mm.
It was it was a weird moment, but I really loved it as a watcher. I'm sitting there just like, and what are they going to decide, and what are they going to do, and who's going to stay, and who's going to cave, and I honestly thought for a second they were going to cave and not go in there. But yeah, no, James and Fahima were like, nope,
Uh,
nope,
Eventually, they were probably gonna have to go in there, so, I
right,
mean,
right. I mean, true. And as Brandy loves to point out, the golem seriously was really, really, really cool. And I
yeah.
think was it Civ who wanted to like test the magnet? Like, was it
Yeah,
Civ?
I think it was, Lily as well had mentioned, as the 2 of them, flinging it in there and seeing where exactly it went. Because I think at the point, they didn't know if it was the golem itself that was magnetic, so they were trying to figure out where exactly the dagger was gonna go.
Right,
Um,
right.
so, I mean, that was smart. This is smart thinking to see what is magnetic, so that was cool, I thought. Um and obviously, it's easy now in hindsight to think, "Ah, man, that dimension door." I mean, I know she's mentioned it before, and that was cool, using something new-ish.
Yes, yes, that was the other thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but then I was like, "Man, wouldn't that be cool if she maybe dimension doored behind the thing, and maybe the magnetic pull wouldn't have, like, affected them because she was, like, behind it, so then maybe it wouldn't have been a thing. I don't know." So but obviously that's easy in hindsight, but in the
in
moment,
hindsight.
different.
Yeah.
Right, of course, of course. I do that in my own
I was
game.
I was sitting there like I was excited because I think it's been a while since. Oh, that's not true because everything is pretty new to me. But I was like, a new spell. What does it do? And then in my mind, I was like, I'm so interested to see what's the difference between Dimension Door and like Thunderstep. But Dimension Door goes 500 feet.
Well, yeah, and you can say, "I wanna go," like, northwest or whatever in some direction, like, you can describe what direction or whatever, and it can go,
Someone in chat said,
down.
I love how Jeff was trying to not call it a golem. Was he trying not to call it a golem? Was that a
Yeah,
thing?
yeah, he was trying not to, but he
She
did.
caved. He caved.
Yeah,
It's a
I
golem
mean,
now.
yeah, he did. He did, but yes, that's true, he tried not to, and then eventually he was just like, "Yeah, it's a
Hey,
golem."
as long as Jeff caves, it's a golem. I don't know what you want. But no, I thought that was really cool. How do you not, like you said, point out which is probably one of the highlight shots of the episode where Ego just flies.
I loved it. I loved every part of it, and I
Um,
was like, "Man, I love that you use it to your advantage, dude. I love it." I mean, he's got aggressive, which is great, but to use the own magnetic pull to help out was so great. Such an Uggo thing to do, to go in there and save the day, save his little blood brother, like, I loved it. Loved it.
yeah, Ego is. You can always count on Ego to be pretty hands on.
Yeah.
Like you can always count on Uggo when stuff is happening. He will react. He will jump. He will go. It doesn't matter what's going on. Lava, water, poison, spikes. Like you can always rely on Uggo to be in the fray. I think,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, which is like pretty cool. Like how do you not want that on your
So
team?
true. I think I've told him, like, I've messaged, Ron a couple times, and I'm like, "Yeah, so Uggo would totally be on my team, 100%." Every time.
Yeah, and Cam, I'm with you. I didn't know he was trying to not call it a golem, but I'm also really involved in chat too. I am slowly learning how to multitask, guys, between the chat.
15%, yeah, she's
I'm
learning.
I'm getting places. I'm getting so many places. Um, but yeah, that was super cool. The fact that Civ and James were pretty honest were pretty cool.
Yeah,
I loved in a weird way. It was interesting to see the party's dynamic this episode in terms of they clearly weren't all on the same page, but it was
Right.
interesting to see that just like
Yeah,
how
it
it
was
played out.
James
Even
all magnetized to the thing and like screaming at Ugo across the way, like they're having their little argument, you know. Like Ugo's like, I told you not to go in there. And he's like, well, what do you want me to do? And they're like arguing from across the
yes,
way.
yes, and the whole time they were like going back and forth, I was like, okay. But
Yeah, and
even
then he
even in the little things, like when Lily was like, "Oh, you guys aren't gonna ask me if you want to play with me?" Okay, like they were like, uh, they're
yeah, was it
sorry,
Civ
they're still a beautiful hot mess. They're a beautiful
yeah.
hot mess.
And when Civ was when they were sneaking and Lily and Fahima were being all loud and he was like, if you're quite done, you know, and he was like getting
Yeah,
real and
if
it's like,
you're
oh, okay. Well,
well, I loved, and now that you mentioned that, I do want to say I loved Jared's focus in this episode.
yeah.
Like you can tell Jared loves puzzles. You could tell he was writing everything down.
Yes, he
He was
was.
ready to go. Like he was so in it, and he was the him slash Sid was the one who was like, okay, so this is exactly what it looks like in the cage, not cage, and this is like he's so ready for these puzzles, and that gets me fired up.
Oh
That gets
yeah,
me
I love
like
it. Love it.
because I know like Sean Patrick, who is a great DM. He too recently has put puzzles into our thing, and I'm so into it, and so like again I'm trying to, which I know we can't mention too much here, which I'm totally okay with, but I'm like sitting here trying to figure out the puzzles. I'm trying to figure out what we don't
I
know
draw
too much.
pictures. I've been drawing pictures when Jeff is like describing them, I will draw them out for myself and like try and make my own little guess too. So we can talk about them later, you know? Like I'm trying
Yeah,
to figure them out too. I love puzzles. I love
yeah,
them.
and it's so fun. And Pimic, I don't know if that's an old comment or not, but you're like the sneak song.
Yeah. She's like,
So true. Everybody loved the sneak song. Everybody,
I think it's
you
because we
know,
miss Lily's songs, really. Lily doesn't sing as much as she used to, and I think even
well,
though it was a fail song, you know, I mean, we miss
everybody just
Lily.
loves to see Katie Michaels sing for sure.
For sure, she's great. When she used to just make them up, like, on the fly, oh my gosh, so good, so good.
Yeah, so I'm excited once we get more into it to even just like compare. Like, let's say they get the puzzle right, and because again, we're trying to figure it out too, and it's like, oh, that's not what I would have done, and like just to compare and
Yeah.
contrast how we either really fail or how we either really succeed is going to be so much fun.
Well, yeah, like right now, what, James thinks it's door and Ugo thinks it's key, so there's a
Yeah.
thing. So that's
Mhm.
cool.
And then this the teaser as far as there being more rooms and the
Mhm.
party's debate of is the puzzle all connected or are they each individual puzzles? Fun stuff to
I know,
guess
it's
in
just
the
so
no
cool.
cap zone.
In the yeah, and also to watch unfold.
Yes, and I think, oh, I know we say it almost every time, but seriously, how do you not mention the fact that this entire thing has been planned by Jeff the Amazing Kanata since day one?
The
Like,
man, the myth, the legend, I think is what you meant to say.
this has been part of his full circle planning, and it's just so incredible.
It's
I'm
ridiculously awesome.
Yeah, I know he's humble, but I just hope he knows how brilliant he is. Because really, like this was plan day one. That door
He won't tell
has
you
been
even if he
there.
knew, he won't say so.
I know, but his door has been there since day one, and it's just like all the dots he's connected that's led up to this point, and he's still, we're just tiptoeing at the front of the former
I
portrait, and
know.
I'm just so excited to see what's in there. Yes, chat saying what an imagination. His mind is on
Seriously.
another level. He's so good. It's so true
It's
though, and
so good.
it. Yeah, and Kaz Farron just said we are still in Act One, also, and just look how much we have. It's so exciting.
I
I'm
know.
pumping myself up already because I'm just like, it's insane. It's
I'm
truly
so
insane.
pumped up. What do you mean?
I know, right? I know, but I can't. It's just I'm so excited, and I feel like this last episode was such a teaser into
Yeah.
what we're going to be getting, and I just I can't wait. I also got to give props to the map room, just in the very first,
Ah,
in the very beginning, just how identical the map was
I
to the original map.
so true. So
It's
good.
so cool. Yeah, it's almost like you literally took. I feel like took a little shot of how they looked like standing in the room with their minis, and then just boop
And
to
just
the
went bloop. Yes,
because I think Jeff
exactly.
even said like, and as you can see, you're exactly where you left off standing.
Exactly. I know, and I had just watched that episode again, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what's going on? This is exactly the same." They're so good. They are so good. Every week, I think they like plan to outdo themselves a week, like from week to week, and they do. They really do. They're
I
so
know.
good.
I know. I love the way Dr. Clown worded it as far as like, well, I have my own favorite episodes. Do not misunderstand me, but like he's so right about just like what's the best one? Probably the next one.
The
Like
next,
it's
your
just
favorite moment, the next.
the
Yeah,
next one. It's so true because it's that's what makes the show amazing. It's always on fire, literally and figuratively. All of it, the
like
lava.
those lava worms.
Yes. Like yeah, I wish that I never mind. I was gonna say I gave Sid disadvantage. I was hoping something was gonna happen there, but he powered through it.
Nah, he's a sneaky, sneaky guy. He's like, disadvantage. I got you. Since I'm up here, I'm just gonna be sneaky and I'm gonna hide. Ha ha, Phil Waffle.
Blech. Yeah,
Mhm.
no, I'm glad Sid made it out. It was just I was excited. I was like, oh, here we come, because it was around the time, and then it's like, and then this lava creatures come out. I'm like, oh boy, that's gonna happen. Hashtag captain of Team Force of People. Uh, but
Valid.
it's exciting. It's truly truly exciting. No, poor Civ. Civ is fine. Civ is doing
He's
fantastic.
fine. He's
He's
fine.
rocking it. He's
Yeah.
rocking it. So yeah, my final thoughts, but before we move to our interview and our sponsors, final thoughts. Final
Final
thoughts
thoughts.
on this
Moving
episode.
moving forward, I think I would like to see maybe more on the same page, probably, and more of what Lily has up her sleeve. I feel like she's got more that maybe is not utilized that I would like to see. Um,
This is like again a seasoned D&D player who's
I
really
just
into the battle and
I know, and
everything.
I'm like, I know you have Shatter, and I know your Vicious Mockery. I know you have that, but Dimension Door was good. It was good, and it was super good timing for that. Because you got wee little legs, and you would have never made it on time. So good on you, mate. But what else do you have? I know you have other things. I mean, I wrote down a lot of things that you have, but what else do you have? I know you have other things. And so also probably more. You and I were talking about Sid being more like a really active listener, but I really would like to see more of them listen and like really
I
hear
did
each
say that.
other. You know what I mean? Like, because that might be helpful. I mean, might be helpful.
Well, yeah, because yeah, I was pointing out that like Civ, this was the last episode where Civ was kind of like, okay, this is what you want, and this is your plan. This is the compromise. Like Civ, again, he's so into the puzzles. Like he's just like he's so focused. He's so okay. What can we do? And I love it. And
Yeah.
I again, I found it entertaining. Similar to the cave. I found it entertaining that they were a hot mess. But I agree, moving forward, they're gonna. I feel. I'm
Maybe
hoping.
all
Again,
is
Team Force of Evil. I'm hoping Jeff doesn't go easy on them, and that's gonna cause them to need to work together. They're gonna have to be one cohesive unit to get
be
through
like
the
a ropes
forest.
course for the team, like team building, maybe.
Do
Maybe.
a what did I say? Do an escape room
Yeah, maybe
next
that's
year.
that's like the escape former forges.
Yeah, next year when we can be in the same room together for sure. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm ready for some. Um, Fimic in chat says Raven Queen. I think Lily is keeping most of her spell slots for healing.
And yes, I've seen
Good.
her healing stuff, but at the same time, if it's okay, so here's the thing. If I get it, like if you've got the spell weavers and stuff like that, like
Got her
big
going, yeah.
bad guys. I get it. You want those spell slots for healing, when you know it's going to be something like that. But if you're in something that's like this, where it's not necessarily, a big bad, like obviously the lava worms were minor little guys, and granted you don't really know what's in each room, but if you can take a second and like assess the situation and notice, I mean, she's probably got plenty of spell slots. Okay, like I don't play a full bard. I have one that's a part bard, but I mean, there's plenty of spell slots that you can really allocate some healing to. But anyway, I mean, there's some things that you can do to reserve healing, and also other things. They don't all have to be healing.
Well, and this is why you're here, because most
Utility.
of that.
I mean, it doesn't all have to be healing.
But I
You
mean,
can
it
do
is a
other things.
strategy, though. To be fair, it is a strategy because they don't know what they're going to
Right.
be seeing in
Right.
any
I'm
room
not
at any time.
valid. But once you see, like, oh, okay, well, maybe in this case, obviously Dimension Door was a great. I think that was a great choice. Definite props for that. But then also, like, other things could also be helpful too. Not always healing all the time, but just saying
Well,
choices.
this is
Also,
where,
this is hindsight.
yeah, in
I'm not in
hindsight.
the
Well,
moment.
we started very briefly
Yeah.
because again, Pete Moss, I just started playing D&D. I just started. I'm a noob. 15%. I'm learning. But Renee and I were kind of like, she was like kind of teaching me a little bit the other day, just about like, well, this is how many spell slots, and this is it. And I'm just like, oh, tell me more. So hopefully, with your knowledge and just moving forward, it'll be fun to see my perspective because I'm pretty. I even said this. So I'm not just making this up. I told her in normal video games, I'm a very boring two brutes and a healer mentality. And so for me, depending on what she does have going on, maybe I would save my spells for healing. Who knows? It'll be
I mean, I
interesting.
I mean, I do save some slots for healing. If I'm the only party healer, yes, that's very valid because you don't know. But there's other things also. I mean, I know she can do other things.
Well, and it'll be that's exactly kind of what my um Corbin Plate says, ask Zand how failawful is as a gamer. Yeah, ask Zand how
Also,
I
for the
am as
record,
a
I don't know
gamer.
everything. I don't know everything. I just know what I've played. That's all. Just
No,
for the record.
me, just
I know,
me.
but I'm saying to everybody, I do not know everything. I promise.
Uh, no, and I think that's why I said that's why I'm excited because again, I believe I know Jeff is going to throw them through the ringer, and it makes
Yeah,
sense because we've been building up to this four former forges. This is a fortress. This is a big milestone. I don't think it's a theory per se, but I really feel for me, I think the four former forges is probably the end of Act One. So I think it's like the big milestone, and I feel like Jeff is going to throw it all at them, and they're going to, like I said, they're going to have to work together. They're going to have to maybe try to use all their spells. They're going to have to come up with some probably new fancy game plans that we haven't seen from them yet to get
they
through
have a
this.
lot of things. I mean,
Um,
they can work together. They have a lot of things between them. They are awesome when they work together. I'm not gonna lie. They have a lot of really brilliant things they all together wise. Just
and I'm
insane.
so excited. I'm excited to see it play through because not only have we loved puzzles, but I think that the party has gotten, um, you know, they have a formula down, and
Yeah.
this Forges is going to mess that up because it's going to take more than just battle heal, battle heal. They're gonna be thrown some things, and I cannot stress enough how exciting that is for me.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
yeah, those are definitely some of my final thoughts for sure. And honestly, I'm
You're saying think outside the box is what you said.
uh, not my words, but yeah, sure, yeah, like they're
Yes,
gonna
that's what
have
I
to.
heard. Cause
No,
that's what
they're
I heard.
gonna have to. I really
Yes,
think Jeff is gonna challenge them, and I'm
I love
happy
it.
for that. And I'm
I love it.
excited, and it's amazing.
Who
Truly,
doesn't want to push the envelope a little bit and try something crazy?
it's exciting.
I do.
Uh, and with that said, before we move to our amazing interview of the Watcher segment, I believe we do have a sponsor for this episode. Take it away.
Shoes. You need them, we have them. Any style, color, or material you can think of. Killer pumps with sleek black hide and a hidden knife in the heel? Got it. Slip-ons with teeny tiny bells to ring in your new faith? Got it. Kick-starting fire boots that leave fire in your wake? Got it. Sandals with godly wings? Well, we just ran out of stock. Thanks, Mercury. So just walk, run, or slide right into Penny's Aloof Loafers.
Dude, I like those fire boots. They were rad.
I can't see the commercial yet.
Just know those fire boots are totally rad. I'm just saying. I would run and get them. Yeah.
They're on the way. They're on the way.
I need them.
Ingrid is so good at making our store expanded.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have new locations soon. We're gonna have a website soon. But yeah, I already ordered them.
Not in Kingdon.
I love these fiery boots. Okay, so now that you guys know who's sponsoring our episode,
Me too, Kim. Me too. Kim wants the fire boots, and so do I. So we'll have a matching pair. Also, Mazakil.
Sounds good. We'll put it on our website shortly. I'm very, very excited about today's guest today. So as I said in the announcement, our next guest is a member of the deaf community. And so it's so unfortunate that I'm very good at receiving languages. I can read in Spanish. I can't speak well in Spanish. I can understand and read ASL, but I'm not very good at speaking it. Languages are very hard for me. So to make sure she has the interview that she deserves, I actually reached out to a personal friend of mine to come on today and help me out with some of the interpretations. So without that further ado, Mikey, are you still here? Hi, Mikey.
Hello.
Your time to shine has arrived. So this is my friend Mikey, who is doing this as a personal favor to me, which I appreciate you again so much. And like I said, maybe we already talked a little bit about maybe him watching the show and checking it out and seeing what he thinks. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's something you would really like, and I think you and especially Newberry. I think Newberry would really like the show. So maybe you, me, and Michelle Newberry can get our own little watch party together, and we'll check it out. But this show is truly amazing.
Yeah,
but that's not why we're here today. Huh?
I was just saying, yeah, that sounds like something we could do. It'd be fun.
It's gonna be fun. I promise. You'll like it. But yeah, so let's bring on our amazing guest today. Tyler Lilly.
Hello.
Thank you again so much for being a part of this community. I adore you so much. So I know that so many people are wanting to know how you got into the show.
So it happened, she saw the stream, AD, English, the YouTube. So it happened, she saw it was good the first episode, and from there she's been enjoying it.
And you use the captions, right? Like I know that you use a lot of the captions.
Sometimes. The communication caption is good, but it's kind of shaky. Some are not used properly. Some, whoa, way over there, way behind.
It's so true. It's so true. Can you tell everybody what your favorite part of the show is, or who or what got you hooked to the show?
So she enjoys the white beard. No. Funny. His eye, he's got a patch over his eye.
Friggin' white beard, I adore.
Yeah, so white beard.
much. Just know, I did not coach her. Can you tell them that I did not coach her, and that Whitebeard is just amazing. See, because everyone in chat is saying that I made her say that. That is not true. That is not true. No, but her and I are already friends. We're already friends for sure. It's true. So I know when we communicated the other day, you said that you had a very specific message that you wanted to make sure that everybody knew. Do you want to tell them a little bit about that? We're gonna go back and forth. It's that kind of interview.
So her experience has been enjoyable. Different stories. STORI stories. Yeah, stories.
Mm-hmm.
Different ones, up and down. She prefers some. Oh, C A N D. Candle.
Candle Queen. Ah.
1, 2, 3 different stories. It's about that. She sees it. Okay.
Okay. Ask her if she's referring to Uggo and his paladin story.
Uggo. What is Uggo?
UGGO.
Yes.
Yes. See, I got you.
Yeah. So love. So she loves Uggo. Black acting. Does he wear something black, or is something about his attire is black? She likes to see it, how it works together.
Oh.
Person? RSO. Personal. Personality. Okay.
Oh. See. Okay.
Personality.
Ask her how she felt about Uggo and Whitebeard being together, like how they interacted with each other.
So she forgot she saw something, a little something, but she got to talk back and forth, but it's different. So it's good, something's bad, it's back and forth. So she's watching him, and it's just different the way it's progressing and it's involved, but she's been watching and it's just been going on.
Okay. Ask her so far what has been her favorite plot. Like, does she prefer the Whitebeard storyline, the Uggo storyline, or even like I don't know how to say Ernie's storyline? URTY. It's not me, Kaz. It's not me.
FAHIM? Is that someone by him?
Four former fortunes. Orvis? Nope. You're gonna have to check the messages. She's getting really excited, so we're all signing fast.
Meep? Meep?
Meep! Oh, okay.
What happens when you don't know any of the characters in something?
Yeah, so Meep is a phoenix. Ask her how she felt when Meep turned into an egg.
She loved it. She likes TAME Tamer. TATAMER Tamer. It's tired. She doesn't know why she sees that one time. Meep involved in more. She found her here.
She's saying Fatima.
It's just expanding and it's getting bigger, but she sees that next.
You're fine. You're fine. This is hard for me. I love you so much. I know. I love you so much. I really do.
She's basically just telling me how if I see more like that people signing, and then I can see it, and it kind of helps me like become faster, and then other people can see it and see what's going on too.
Right. Speaking of that, can you ask her to share with the audience a little bit about what we communicated the other day in terms of how much she likes to read and how she kind of gets intertwined into the community and the world that we have created? Because it's beautiful. Yes, he does need to watch the show. We're getting it. Hopefully I got him.
She grew up with kids. She loved to read. She loved to read books, different books, and she used TTV. Oh yeah, TTV with captions. You see that? So she just read it. That's all it was to it. She just grew up reading books, and she would watch the TTV with the captions on. So.
And can you tell us a little bit about how it's been for you to be on the Dungeon Run Discord and community, like how that has been for her? Because I know she joins. She's been here a while. No.
And she loves to read everything that's involved on the thing. She can discuss it. And she sees how the memes. Oh yes, she sees the memes and the art, and all that different stuff. Like it goes on. It's just she likes seeing it. It's interesting to be involved with that. She can talk and ask questions.
Tell her that I love her cats, and she better keep us updated and posting all about her cats. Because they're amazing. Just, yeah.
Yeah. She's old. Yeah, old. When she's 10 or.
Yeah, 10.
She thinks it's 11. She adopt sweet. Bites.
J-Rex says, I don't know signs, but her expression is a great deal.
I think she's trying to say like Himalayan or Himalayas. She's mixed.
Okay.
With Siamese. But they all like this. A little bite, and then they're convent, and they want they go back and forth, and how they use the restroom. go inside and go out there, and then the
Oh,
left
that's funny. Oh, how excited you get about your cats.
yeah. So and then that's bite. So they're biting her all over the place. So they're running around, they're all over the place. Cats are smart, but they know. They know. Zoom. So that's like Zoom. What she's saying when they run back at night, they zoom around.
Yeah.
Crazy. You see. So she's scared, or
Interpret, Mikey. She's lost me. And yes, Mikey is really awesome for doing this. He's a great friend of mine.
I see like a cue that jumps in there, and I'm just like, what is?
Yeah, I can't see the chat right now. Grand Faded says for the wonderful Lady Tiger. Thank you.
Earthquake. I didn't know. Okay, earthquake. That's what that is. So she was thinking when the cats run around so much, and then oh, maybe it's like an earthquake happening.
Oh, but it's just them running around.
Afraid because the cats are running around all over the place, and you think that it's an earthquake. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I understand. I love how excited.
And then that happens. It's easy to feel stuff. So even a little bit, it moves and it wake.
See, I understand now. I understand. I know that we did talk on Zoom. The three of us were communicating about how. Can you tell her to tell a little what her message to the community was? Because I want her to say it, to express it. Her message, what she said to the community, what she wanted the community to know.
So just ask questions. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with asking questions. It makes them feel happy, or they'll be happy to communicate. There's nothing wrong with that. On Discord, wherever, it's fine. Communication. They enjoy to be involved in the community. So thank you for that. Like being a part of that.
It's so true. And thank you for being here again. And just for always being willing to help and always being willing to growing and teaching and learning about just different groups and different cultures is so beautiful and so wonderful. And you are so beautiful. And I'm really glad that you decided to come on here today. And I wanted to ask for my final question. Final question. I need to know who did which ask her which character has the saddest death so far. Saddest storyline. I need to know. That is my final question to her. But
It's hard for her to say, but SIV.
Sis.
All right, so Civ.
Mhm.
Catman. Civ, Catman?
Yeah, but you think Civ has the saddest storyline? Civ? Oh, interesting. Interesting. Hmm. He does have it.
All right, so black and white, but it mixes, so it's bad, and it's for
Right.
the reason. It's for the right reason.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And
Sorry,
okay.
there's something else I thought that was for the right reason. And I don't know if my mic was on or not. Sorry.
Your mic wasn't on. That's okay.
Oh yeah, she was saying that the Catman, Civ, the cat person, had the sad story because it was black and white, and then it's like it was for the right reason.
Right, because his story is pretty difficult. I heard her say like it's rough, like it's difficult. So it is interesting. I find it. Well, I will say this was really fun. And I want to teach me how to sign humankind be both. Which you're just gonna do it. But yeah, type it. Hmm. That's how you do it. Can you tell her to end the show with me as we say humankind be both at the same time? Yeah, I know that's cool. Hmm.
Okay.
Ready? Go 1, 2, 3. Humankind be both. Ah! Oh, yes!